Welcome to the Neighborhood Nexus Weave tool for the Georgia Early Education Alliance for Ready Students, or GEEARS. This video will show you basic features of the map and display and help you understand the information provided. By the end of this video, you will be familiar with the basic functions of the map, how to compare counties, and extract data for your own use. If you have used the Neighborhood Nexus Weave tool before, you will notice that the basic functions of controlling and displaying the layout are the same as other maps. If you have never used Neighborhood Nexus before, we recommend checking out the training videos on the Neighborhood Nexus site before proceeding. The first thing you may notice is that there are two sets of data available: county-wide data and educational facility data. The county data is the primary layer, meaning that the color legend and scatter plot correspond to the counties. The secondary layer is the educational facilities, or the little dots scattered throughout the state. We will start by exploring the facilities first. There are exactly 9,197 facilities currently displayed, quite a lot of information all at once. Each facility is designated by color, corresponding to adult education, jumpstart sites, Head Start centers, health centers, home visiting, libraries, licensed daycare, pre-K, and finally the YMCA facilities. You can see each facility type broken down into subsets in the subset menu. For example, let's say you want to explore libraries in Atlanta. Select libraries from the subset menu. There are two ways to find the facilities you want. First, you can zoom into the metro area using the magnifying tool. Next, using the selector tool, you can click and drag on the libraries to select multiple records. Make sure you have your mouse over the library so that there's a pulsing white halo around it. Otherwise, the selector tool is dialed into the background county. As you click and drag, note that you can add more records to the selection by pressing Ctrl and clicking on Ghosted Records. This will help you select exactly which groups of data you want. You can create a subset once these records are selected. The second method relies on the data table. Locate the data table at the bottom of the screen. Select the records that correspond to the Atlanta Fulton Public Library System. You can create a subset with these records highlighted. Let's look more into the data table. There are only two columns displaying the facility type and the district system. Open the Settings menu and the Attribute Selector and notice the category titled GEEARS Assets. This is the only category that is linked to facility data, and thus it is the only one that you can add to the data table. If you add data from other categories, it will generate an error because these data sets are paired with county data. Add the city and the facility name to the data table. If you want to export your data, you can click on Advanced, then Export Data. Once you're good to go, return back to the map. Now we'll look at the county data. Currently, the percent of the population between ages 0 to 4 is displayed. Click the title to open up the Attribute Selector menu. Here you have 8 categories, each with their own specific attributes. Note that the GEEARS Asset category only applies to the facilities, and therefore you cannot have this depicted on the map. Select a category and an attribute that you like. The map appearance changes with each attribute accordingly. You can change the scatter plot, X and Y axes, as well to change how your data is portrayed. Simply click on the axes and select an attribute from the menu, just as you did previously. Now that you understand the features of the GEEARS Weave tool, you can export the image by right-clicking on the map and selecting Print Export Application Image. This condenses the display into a useful file for presentations and reports. To learn more about the GEEARS program and the data methodology, please visit www.geears.org. Get to know your region's educational assets using this helpful tool, and see what's interesting in your area.